theme song, insert it right here. We're having podcast time.
We could just have a... I was gonna
come listen to our show. We talk about weird things. So you just want to do the Seinfeld ripoff?
Not quite. Like something funky though.
Scott.
Or Scott could beatbox.
Beatbox, Scott. Give him a beatbox, Scott.
A beatbox.
10% and a compliment. We like your service, but don't want to tell you how good it is with our money. We tell you with our words and think it means the same. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you gotta hit that button.
It's so hard to tell
when the it's hard to tell when fans are off. Yeah. Tell me. Ceiling fan. That one.
It's not like making any noise. It's a good fan. It's very quiet.
God, I wish we had your mic on for you to hear that right now.
It's so hard to tell when ceiling fans are off. Like, how many times do you have to pull the chain? Like, the blades just keep going, and this one's actually really quiet. It's a good fan.
Wayne, you had it, bro.
I'm a fan.
That was it, Wayne.
He's a fan.
You had it. Where was that? Give it one more tug. One more. That's it. Sit down.
It's a good point about fan design.
Yes.
You need some kind of indicator.
What does that say? Hampton Bay?
Hampton Bay and Company.
Hampton Bay is the only company that I know of that
Scott, we gotta get a third mic,
that's exclusively made ceiling fans for like the past 30 years. So this show tonight is brought to you by Hampton Bay Ceiling Fans.
Hampton Bay Ceiling Fans, keeping your front of house and back of house cool. And they even make those little tiny fans that plug into USBs that you can just plug in and keep yourself cold at all times. Where do we get them at, Wayne?
Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, and anywhere they sell basic home appliances. Call it a cucumber, because it's cool, baby.
That's Hampton Bay and Company, the end-all be-all of home cooling circulatory fans.
They can take care of it if you're hot, if you're sweaty, if you live here in South Carolina like us, or if you live in China or Japan. It gets really hot there too. You guys, Hampton Bay all day, baby.
Do you have problems sleeping at night? Because you know what? I have to have a fan on to sleep, so...
Yeah, that sucks, right? That's like the worst. Why are we like that?
Insomnia. Who knows?
You just have to hear the
dead air.
Yeah.
Maybe it's what it is.
Also, my room gets hot. I'm a hot sleeper.
Yeah, I do sweat.
I've tried just white noise on my TV.
You gotta go with the black screen.
So much light.
Black screen, thunderstorm.
Yeah, I need like my room to be pitch black.
Me too. Did we talk about this last episode?
What do you think?
I think we were pretty fucking...
Scott was way more sober than us.
Scott, did we talk about blackout curtains the last episode?
You did talk about blackout curtains and sleep last time.
Okay. So, all right. We've second podcast, and we're already recirculating to network to.
To be honest, I never listened to the episode 1.
Yeah, I listened to it like 1.5 times while I've been trying to edit it.
1.5 times.
So we're gonna get better. Hey, what day do we want to release these things, guys?
It doesn't matter. It's our show.
This is very true. I like it. Anyways,
Bill Burr approaches it.
Welcome to 10% and aCompliment, guys.
His show. Sorry, but again,
if you're just now joining us, this is a podcast dedicated to the service industry. Service industry is a broad term, but yeah. Hopefully, if you've ever been in a restaurant, then you've been involved with the service industry. So, yeah, dead air. I love it. Anyways, we're actually going to try and have some kind of format this episode. And instead of just listening to Wayne and I ramble on, which is kind of fun.
Not a format so much, but...
We're just going to go somewhere.
We have more of a basic plan.
It's more like an outline before we... remember that that weird thesis bubble thing, creative writing thing they make you do.
We did more of like a roller coaster type.
We just acted out our ADD in real life, essentially. You got to relight that, friend.
We're gonna make it work.
Looks a little suspect. Okay. Anyway, my name is ChrisP. This is Wayne. Wayne's joining me here.
Hey, my name's Wayne.
This is Wayne. We're also joined by our board runner extraordinaire and our first official cat, Scotty Does.
Good evening.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
Nice to
Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty excellent.
That's what I like to hear.
Pretty good day.
It's good. Do tell.
Yeah, I just been walking around. It's like warm again, you know. It's warm enough to make like walking around on campus really nice.
You caught a little bit of vitamin D.
Oh yeah.
Scott is everyone's favorite intern. He also owns the equipment we're recording this podcast on, so this would not be possible without him. What campus do you reside on? Do you feel like telling the world, or do you not want to dox yourself?
I am 3 weeks away from graduating at a Southern University.
Southern University, is it a liberal arts college?
It is a liberal arts college. Yes.
Let's see. We're not playing the guessing game because I know it already. So, what are you studying there, Scott?
Well, it's funny you should ask. I have definitely been forced to study COVID for the past 2 years.
You're a COVID studier, huh? Are you an amateur doctor? Would you be?
No, I just mean like when it's been okay. I go to Winthrop. I just already said it basically.
Oops. The jig is up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Winthrop, spirit check.
Winthrop. Oh God, no.
He's got so much spirit.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I really do.
I am also a Winthrop alumnus. Hey, wait, are you graduated in 2000? Oh, wait, we'd almost be 10 years apart, mate.
Yeah, and then 3 weeks away.
Oh, we're not 9 years separation on our degrees there, mate.
Well.
Anyway, Scott runs our boards and is going to be our first guest. And we have 2 mics right now, so we apologize. So if you hear some weird cutting and ad-libbing, we'll figure this shit out down the road.
It's also cigar night.
This podcast is also brought to you by cigarettes, cigar, and Red Bulls, and Liquid Death. Hopefully they don't strike us with a cease and desist on these ad copies we aren't receiving yet. But that's gonna be kind of our feature. We're silly.
Why would they?
It's free advertising. I don't know why anyone sues someone for like that.
Yeah. Scott.
For the podcast, no.
No, for the adverts.
For the adverts. Yeah, for the advertising, no.
Yeah, we're waiting on our those checks to come in.
Want my podcast money, Chris?
You are the intern.
We're asking old Scott today.
So, Scott, I'm thinking, why don't you tell us one of your most exciting or favorite moments in the service industry, or like maybe something horrific or really strange you witnessed, or I wouldn't say personally did, because I don't want you to self-incriminate yourself. If you got to like change names and stories to not incriminate someone else, because I mean, let's be real, we've seen some pretty questionable things that have been committed in the service industry, in the restaurants you've worked in. It's not just the movie waiting, guys. It's real life. Well, I've never really seen anyone purposely fuck with someone's food, because that's where I draw the line. I don't fuck with people's food, because then you go to jail for shit like that.
Well,
and not in a gross way. I mean, I won't make it as nice. Cold food, as long as it's being cold. Hey,
I don't care.
Wayne. So maybe like a really crazy story, a fun story. Give us a little background, what you were doing, what job it was.
Well, the first one that always comes to my mind is it actually happened like one of my it was like my like second day working at Papa John's, which was like my first service job. It was also where
Which one off mic?
Oh,
so yeah, I work there a lot.
Dude, hell yeah.
I worked at that same location so many times with the drive-through.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite ones. Actually, I like it. It's pretty big. It's pretty wide open.
Yeah, I think it was probably like of the ones I could have ended up in Rock Hill. I think it was the best one.
Oh wow! How long ago was that?
3 or 4 years ago.
3 or 4 years ago. I bet I know your boss or knew your boss. Still do.
That's crazy.
What happened? What was something memorable?
Oh, this was like the second day I was at work. And I started closing like as soon as I got there, basically. So I was like, it was like pretty late at night, and I had to deliver a papadilla.
One papadilla?
One papadilla.
How far away?
To it was an apartment complex off of Celanese, like up near the river. I can't remember the name of it. But it was
those
just like the
those like bougie ones, like near Riverwalk and stuff.
Yeah. It was one of those. It was just one papadilla by itself, and it was like
no tip.
No tip, no. Actually, this guy did.
Sorry to interrupt. Is this your first day?
This is my second day.
Second day. So the first day you're on the road, or
it was the first day I was on the road.
Oh, first day is on the road. Okay.
And
God bless you.
I did not have much experience yet working with the hot bags, and did not understand very well the physics of the hot bag. So
you dropped it.
Wait. The physics is in like. The physics isn't like how they keep the food warm?
You see that the hot bag is much larger than the papadilla box. So you have a small object moving around inside of this larger bag, and it can get a lot of inertia if you sling it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about you didn't understand how the internal material kept the pizza warm. Because I don't understand that either.
I don't understand that, no.
Insulation's weird.
It's completely
math.
Not relevant.
So basically, you delivered this one fucking thing that cost like $7.
Yep.
And when they got it, they opened the box and it was just a shit show in there, right?
Oh, it was so much worse than that. It was so much worse than that, you see, because I opened up my car door. I'm pretty theatrical in my movements, you know. I kind of move a little more intensely than maybe I need to, so I kind of like, you know, pull the hot bag up out of my car.
You're quite the animated person, they say.
It's not something like that, yeah. And I yanked the hot bag out of my car, and the papadilla breaks its way out of the bag, tumbles through the air, opens up like a butterfly, like opens up beautifully in like these two halves, and the papadilla just flows down through the air, like open with the cheese side down, and lands on the asphalt next to my car. And I panicked because it was like my second day.
So you just what'd you do?
I picked it up and I looked at it, and there weren't really any like it looked clean because it landed, you know.
That thing clean, player. Box that thing up. No contact delivery. I'm out of here, dude. Out of here. Ooh.
That's exactly what I did, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Did they call or anything?
They tipped me.
Oh.
And no, they didn't call. They tipped me and they ate it.
Oh, my God. You are a piece of shit, Scott. No offense.
I hit a possum on the way back, too.
Oh, serves you right, dude. That's what you get, bro.
I was like...
Oh, you're lucky that's all it was. Yeah. It wasn't a fucking elk or something.
I was falling apart.
A bull moose.
It was. I don't know why I didn't quit. I was falling apart. It's terrible.
Oh, God.
Wow. Well, apparently they didn't have a problem with it.
Answer this question, Scott.
Yeah.
Will you eat food yourself that has fallen on the floor?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Wait,
all right.
Did you just ask him?
I just asked him if he will eat food that he's witnessed himself that has fallen on the floor, if he's preparing his own food.
Floor, though.
Okay, I'm saying
I have eaten.
Okay.
I have eaten food off the blacktop. I've done it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm not trying to justify it, but still. It's like a flight or flight response right there.
I was like 19. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do?
That's fucking great. Did you have a response for when you went back and they called, if they called about it, a little pizza? being having a little
Probably would.
a little apartment dust. You would have just quit. you would have just you wouldn't have even had the conversation. You would have just walked out. Jesus, you're bigger than that. I know you wouldn't have walked out.
I do not know if I was bigger than that at that age.
Come on, Scott.
I think I am now, but I do.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's actually a really cool story.
That's a great
I
story.
mean, as far as
Thanks for being honest.
as far as foods you can drop on the ground and still eat, like a papadilla is not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not like you sold some kid not like an ice cream cone at the beach and well, yeah, like the ball just falls down on the sand and you're like, oh fuck. Nobody's looking though, and you just
Put a little more ice cream on top.
blip. Yeah, nope. Just maybe a little chocolate, some nuts. Covered up a little bit. You want a cherry? Yeah, you fucking want a cherry, you little bitch. And then you're golden. That's what I've found, honestly. Like, this is service industry. Oh Jesus! But yeah, service industry taught me like people just want shit, and they want to get shit for free, and they want someone to kiss their ass. Because life isn't always easy, man, and so like. They like when people complain, they really just want someone to kiss their ass and just tell them yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they want.
What you do? You tell them. You put your face on, and you talk shit about them. That's what you
Like
do.
this.
You tell them. You put your smile on, your customer service voice, your best. You know what, ma'am? You're right. That is actually 100% our fault. There's no excuse for that. What can I do to make this better for you?
Well,
you know what? I apologize. We're gonna take care of this meal for you, but you need to. How about we get you the thing that you better prefer, and let's see if we can make this experience a little better for you. And then you walk away under your breath until you're out of eyesight, and then you just go back in the kitchen. And then you vent immediately to all your friends about what a fucking complete piece of shit, worthless person that has nothing else. And the best part about that is, you know what? I feel sorry for their family because it's not them that they have to deal with. It's their family members that have to deal with them, their husband or wife. Or it ends up being talked about on this podcast.
well, you were way more polite than I usually am at work. Well, not to say that.
And that's why they send me to all the tables, baby. I am.
Yeah, I'm not a table guy.
saver.
I'm a manager, but like I'm a back of house guy. But usually when I talk to people on the phone at work, I'm not like really professional at all. I'm just like, look, dude, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, we messed up your stuff, so I'm gonna, I'll remake it for you. And then if they push, they'll push. I'll just be like, you know what? Hey, man, I'll go ahead and refund that card, man. And then, hey, you want a Pepsi? Cool.
Got my dipping sauce.
Everybody wants a Pepsi. That one guy in that one band wrote a whole fucking song about it.
I just want a fucking Pepsi.
Yeah, we can't say the name.
This is called fair use, because I'm using the sounds of my mouth to make the sound of the movie, of the song. But it's called that band from. It rhymes with. Gluamidal blendencies, and it's a song about RC Cola. They really wanted RC Cola. He was really mad that he couldn't get it. It's on YouTube. You should check out the video.
Send him to an institution.
And the song is called Hospitalized.
Hell yeah, brothers. Well, sometimes you end up seeing like the same people at your restaurant or your bar or whatever,
What do you call those? Regulars. Scott, did you have any regulars or fun orders that you used to see that you could kind of me and Wayne, fun fact, him and I both had delivered pizza at the same time with the same Domino's. All I know is that there's certain orders you see them pop in on the screen. You find any way you can to find a way to get your name on that delivery, because it's guaranteed $10, $15 tip. Sometimes 20, maybe the delivery.
Sometimes.
Or maybe they're just very nice.
Sometimes.
That leads me to my best. That reminds me of my favorite delivery story, which I'll tell later in the story. But anyway, Scott, what was some fun regular or something crazy regular or a repeating customer, maybe a homeless person that came in and bothered you, something like that, whatever.
There were a couple. I can think of.
How long were you there?
Oh no, I mean, there were a lot more couple. I worked there for a whole summer basically, and then after that, I started.
When you're in college?
Yes.
That was in college, right?
Yeah.
That's how they advertise and try to get people. It's the perfect job to have while you're in college.
Yeah.
Hey, gang, you want to come deliver some pizzas? But anyway, yeah. What do you got? What was your story? We all just interrupted you.
Oh, there's different. There was this one guy. He never really liked it. Well, he was just interesting. He was just an interesting dude because every single time you would deliver to him, he would be out in his yard in a lawn chair.
Ooh, waiting for the pizza.
Just sitting there.
That's what I'm talking about. Was he like shirtless, or was he wearing clothes?
No, he was always wearing clothes.
Okay, so he was not wearing the appropriate attire to be sitting in a lawn chair.
Yeah, but then he'd also do really weird shit. Like it would be like raining, like coming down rain.
He's just sitting in the lawn chair
out there in like his little polo in his lawn chair with it like pouring rain on him.
Like just with his arms crossed, waiting for you to get there. Really determined, like, oh, he's checking his wrist with no watch on it because it's wet, and he's just like, oh, it's been 37 minutes. God damn it, you guys quoted me 42. You're 5 minutes early. Why are you here yet? It's about time. I'm soaked waiting on you. It said you're pulling up 10 minutes ago on the delivery tracker, and I've been waiting.
In the rain.
Sorry. I keep interrupting Scott.
I remember a lot more.
What was his name? Do you remember his name?
No, I don't remember his fucking name.
You just call him lawn chair guy?
He was a lawn chair guy.
Did you ever deliver to anyone who answered the door in their underwear and like that's it?
There was this one woman who lived in this neighborhood off of India Hook, I think, up like near the lake, near the water.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, yeah. Near the water.
The audience might not, but we know.
That's not important.
Well, there was this one woman who would answer the fucking door in her underwear sometimes, and it was weird.
Was that her?
It was weird though.
Was that her 10% and a compliment?
No, she was like a middle-aged, not very attractive woman.
Oh, so it was
weird.
It was gross.
Yeah, it was weird. It was gross.
It was attention thing. She was looking for a little. She was like looking for a little validation, maybe.
Or maybe she was just really lazy.
Or that's bad too, though.
Did her apartment smell like cigarettes?
No, I mean not. She lived in like a house up by the water.
Did she say, "Thanks, honey. Have a great day"?
You forgot my marinara sauce, honey.
There was a woman in a pretty upscale neighborhood, like right behind it, like a block away from the Papa John's.
Okay.
Who lived in this big ass house, I guess, just by herself.
All right.
It's like multi-story house, and she was like very old, had a voice like that, like she sounded like she'd be fucking smoking cigarettes for 80 years.
Gotta get Matt. Big Matt. We need to get Matt the delivery job.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so, we have a coworker that sounds like Jimbo, guys. We can't wait to get him on here. They give it to him for a second. I'm gonna pack this up. So you had an 80-year-old woman. Never tipped.
Never fucking tipped.
But did she get
a bunch of fucking food?
But did she like say thank you when she gave you to the door?
She was nice.
There you go. That's the premise of this podcast. Except she gave you 0% in a compliment.
Yeah.
So, hence the name. Boom. It happens.
I just want to say though, I hate the whole concept of tipping and the whole framework, and
it's an excuse for letting people be rude and for letting you gauge their work responsibility as a monetary value outside of what their employer is giving them. So the employer, by paying them less, is relying on the guest to pay the offset of the money in tips based on the merit of their service, usually. Which is, you give good service, you get a good tip. But the whole point of, it's relying on the guest to take care of what an employer could be taking care of.
Well, I just think, oh wow, the Rangers just scored on an empty net.
Philadelphia Flyers suck.
The Flyers suck. Penguins suck.
The only good part about the Flyers is Gritty. Go Gritty. We love Gritty.
But I don't know. I just think it's odd that like nothing about our society encourages us to do anything for anybody else. Like, it's always like, you know, get your money, take care of yourself. Like, it kind of forces you to be a little selfish, but then all of a sudden when you go to a restaurant, like, you got to give this little fucking waitress bitch an extra fucking $5-6. And like, that sounds really bad. I realize it as it came out of my mouth, but like, but seriously, like, I just think that it's why is my problem that this bitch needs a job? Like, why can't the place just pay them more? Because honestly, most food doesn't really cost that much.
Would you still give them a tip if they gave you exceptional service and they were being paid appropriately?
Dude, honestly, I usually tip really well no matter what. Like,
that is a fact. Dwayne does tip like 20 to 45, 55 to 100% sometimes.
Like, I don't know. Like, if my bill's like $18, I'll usually throw them like $7. If they really fucking did a good job, I guess, and I have a little extra money to spend, I'll drop that 10. But, you know, I don't know. I just think the whole thing sucks, and I really don't ever want to tip. Like, but I do it anyway because of societal pressures, and I just don't want to be seen as that guy, you know? Because,
on the podcast.
Yeah, well, now you guys know if you see me, like, you're gonna get a tip, but I'm probably giving it to you begrudgingly.
Societal.
Yeah, it's peer pressure, really.
And if you really, 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 really give subpar service, we're still going to tip you the 20%, but we're just going to be really shitty. Or we'll leave you a really snarky comment about it. Just like really something better, like do better. Maybe, or we're just gonna leave the 20% and then maybe never come back to you.
I want to ask you guys both a question. Have you ever... Ooh, this is a two-parter. Have you ever walked into a grocery store, Scott and Chris, in your uniform? Like in your Papa John's uniform or in your Domino's uniform? Oh, yo, they brought some pizza. Pizza for me? That shit sucks, but like as soon as you come back at them with like, oh, where's my free gas? And then their smile just goes away, and then they don't know what to say. Like, yeah, buy me a scratcher or something.
Yeah. Hey, what you mean you guys don't have any like pizzas laying on top of the oven you can't bring you by? You really aren't gonna give me any free gasoline, or maybe give me a free Big Gulp, or maybe one of those tasty Red Bulls that we happen to be sponsored by. Again, we'd like to plug our adverts. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Just in our existence, I know that I sustain myself on at least 8.4 magical fluid ounces of the delectable taurine, gaurine, pantothenic acid, calcium, niacin-induced energy supplement called Red Bull that vitalizes the body and mind. Unfortunately, I just finished mine. And Wayne is sponsored by his favorite brand of tobacco-rolled cigarette, which is?
You know it's Backwood, baby.
Okay, I meant your cigarettes.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess those are Marlboro Black menthols. It's a cheap, like, blend of mentholated tobacco that's really probably not definitely like inferior quality, that they probably spray things all over to give me AIDS and make me gay, just like those frogs down in Florida. But it ain't working, baby. It ain't working.
What's your advice that keeps you going? Is it Monster or
Or are you a Bang guy?
I like Red Bull, but
Which Red Bull?
A lot of cigarettes, and that's really
Scott likes
where I
cigarettes
fuck
in
up.
his vape pen, am I correct?
What kind of cigarettes?
Lucky Strike Gold Shorts.
No, you don't.
Strikes? Yeah, my grandpa smelled those for like 40 fucking years. R.I.P. Pop. I love the smell of Lucky Strikes.
where do you even get those? I've seen.
That's like the most hipstery cigarette ever. Like
I was gonna say that.
fucking hipsters smoke those now because they're cool, but that's what poor people smoke because they're the cheapest cigarette they made. Then who knows what they fucking had in them, other than just tobacco? Because they had all kind of things in them, baby. They had that fucking bullshit tobacco that's like, it's like Coors Light, Coors Light's just thrown off a Coors, so it's like they had a lot of water to it, and then you get the little strain shit. So, Lucky Strike was what my grandpa smoked for 40 years, and he was a long haul truck driver, and he worked in the steel mill. So that's some goddamn American cigarette right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Scott. Because what's some fucking bullshit? American spirits. That's all a gimmick.
Spirits are some bullshit, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, they take like 9.5 minutes to smoke.
That's why everybody smokes them.
That's when you smoke them fast.
That's why every server smokes them, so they can get their fucking 10-minute cigarette break, even though because they're not really allowed to break. And then I'm on the line. I'm gonna go smoke a stove.
I used to work with this one guy. I don't want to say his name. His name was Cleveland, and he smoked what was it? He smoked Marlboro Menthol 100s, and every single time he never just smoked a cigarette. Every time he smoked 2 cigarettes, like 2 of the long boys. And sometimes I watched him smoke 3 back to back to back. It was the grossest thing. And I'll be like, Cleve, are you serious? He's like, hell yeah, man, I always smoke 2. I gotta get my time in on my break, baby. And he would, dude, sit there and smoke 2 of them long fuckers. It's like a fucking Chris can't take the backwoods. It is dead. I'm done with it. Yep, so what's next on the docket there, big guys? What do we got? We're going to spin the wheel that we got. Who's going to spin it? Spin it, Chris.
And here we go. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Oh my goodness, is it going to be the best sick story you've ever called into your boss? Uh-oh, looks like we almost have a winner. Is it going to be the first time you got paid and what did you do with the money? Ooh. Nope. Oh, it is actually
I don't even remember that.
the favorite lie you've told to your boss to get out of work.
Oh, fuck. I usually don't have good ones, to be honest. It's usually just like, dude, I'm sick. I think I got food poisoning, man.
All 3 of us will go around. We'll let Scott think on it for a second, but I'm gonna tell my favorite one to get out of class when I was in college. That this is a fail-proof number 1 for anyone. You feel free to take this and run with it. This is the best. This is the best thing to do when it comes to personal health, and it's not overdoing it, and we don't have to spend any money to prove it, and you have to send any images, because it's one of the things that as soon as you start to include anything a step above body fluid related with somebody, they don't want to hear about it. They just shut up. So the best number 1 fail-safe was I had about 50-60% of my college classes were at 8 in the morning. My number 1 go-to was I'd wake up at 7:50, and it was cold or something. I didn't want to go to bed, and I would just roll over to my email. And I actually had it saved as a fucking insert because I use it so much. You can't do it very often, but you can either if you do it often, you got to set it up at the beginning of the semester or the beginning of your employee. As you start your employment, you got to tell them. You got to tell them this. You got to sell it. You can't be shy. All right, you got to commit to this. This is body continuity, body autonomy. You got to embrace that shit, right? Your body, your choice, so they say. But no, I roll over at 7:50. I have to be there at 8 o'clock. It's a 9-minute walk, so either going to be late or, it also requires me to put pants on, or underwear, anything. I just have to physically leave my bed and go somewhere that I didn't want to be. So the best way to get out of that without getting in trouble and being without having to actually go to the doctor and prove that you're sick is you get your email or your text message. You can call if you want to, because no one wants to actually hear someone tell them this in person. But here it is. Professor so-and-so, Dr. so-and-so, hey boss, GM. Yeah, I've been up all night. I think I've got a little bit of a stomach flu. I don't think I'm gonna make it to class on time, or should, because I've got a really bad case of diarrhea, and I've been vomiting and I've had diarrhea multiple times, and I just don't think I should come to class. or I don't think I can make it there without maybe having an accident. And I think they'd probably be the best for. And then you can leave it right there, and apologize there. And then you can even say it in there if you feel guilty, but you don't say that they want you to go to the doctor because they'll ask you to go. But if you're one of those guilty types, say if you really want me to, I can go to the nurse and get a doctor's excuse and get them to write me out. But no, as soon as you mention the word vomit and diarrhea, you got the easy clear, baby. They're gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You feel better.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite one. That works every time. But to set it up, as soon as you get employed, you tell your boss you have like IBS or something, and then they just know that you got shit problems. You know, if you got to bring in a second pair of underwear and show them, like, hey, bro, or tell them a shit your pants story, even if it's not true. I mean, let's be real, we've all shit our pants more than one time. I mean, I've done it like a couple of times in this decade already. That's only been 2 years, so yikes. Anyway, here's Wayne.
I've shit my pants so many times that it's not even a funny story anymore. But I don't know, man. That whole thing, you know, that just went down within the past couple years has changed things in school a lot. Because now, if I don't feel like going to class, I can email my instructor at my local community college and just be like, hey, I'm not feeling well. I don't know if I can make it to class. Can I just join the Zoom session? And they'll be like, sure, you can join the Zoom session. Just make sure that you participate. Well, because she was born in India. But no, like, I'm in the IT department, and there are only like 4 programming teachers, and they all talk like this, and it's actually it's great. I actually like it. They sound just like the people I watch on YouTube. So I feel way more comfortable, you know.
It's immersive.
Yeah, it really is. I'm into it. But yeah, college is oh boy.
Have you used
it's annoying.
that excuse, the excuse of the thing that's been going on for a while to get out of work? Have you used that to get out of work?
COVID.
Oh, actually,
Hey, talk shit about your new person.
I will, but I did actually. Like, it was around October of that year, and I was actually league bowling at Strikers.
Hell yeah.
And two of my bowling partners actually popped a positive on us, and it was like 4 days after I'd bowled with them, and it was my bowling partners. There were 3 of them. It was my buddy John and his dad, Big John, and his brother, whose name I can't remember, so I'm gonna call him Medium John. Me and regular size John worked together, and he was like, hey, my brother and my daddy tested positive, so we need to quarantine, because, you know, like, we were just hanging out with them and drinking beers and stuff. And then I was like, oh shit. So, like, we both, like, called our GM, and we're like, dude, we can't work for 2 weeks. We both did go and get tested, but the place told us, like, they wouldn't have results for us for at least 2 weeks, which was crazy. But I did eventually get my test results via email, I believe, or maybe it was just normal via post. You know, I don't remember. That was like 2 whole years ago almost. But yeah, so I did, like, I was pretty sure I was completely fine, but I did the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I stood with Ukraine. But yeah, I don't know. Have you done that yet?
Oh yeah, I did the exact
tons of times
thing. Yeah, I wouldn't say tons of times. I mean, you can only really, if your employer's smart, they'll like know that you are immune after you've gotten it once. You know.
At the top of the Pacific. Well, yeah.
But I've done it a few times. Though. I really have done.
What are you talking about, man? Don't you have to be like quadruple vaccinated to not be to be fully immune. I didn't know that you could be you could have antibodies. I'm just kidding. I actually have gotten COVID, and I got COVID. I got COVID before they actually started testing everybody with the PCR tests.
Yeah.
I had a really bad. I thought it was stress related because I got a really bad spring flu, and it was terrible. Like I lost my voice. That's actually why my voice is a different octave now than it used to be. It sounded the same, but when I lost my voice, and I kind of got this weird, terrible, like throat. Couldn't talk thing, hurt to swallow. I had like awful night sweats and like I just couldn't regulate my body temperature. I was cold like 1 minute, hot one minute.
Are you sure you weren't on acid? Because that always happens.
Nah, I know what it's like when you're on acid, man.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like I mean, I wasn't having a hot flash, as I say. But no, it was pretty fucking awful. It was like the worst. Like, I attributed it to me getting my one time sick a year, and I was actually in the middle of opening a restaurant. That was like literally the first week we opened, and then we opened for 1 full week, and then they announced the COVID shutdown. And then my boss, I don't know, that guy's. Anyway, we won't talk about that guy. Till later. I told Wayne that funny story today. We'll share that. We'll share that for maybe behind the paywall or down the line. That'll be a fun 50th. That'll be a fun anniversary. Big occasion story. That'll be on the termination special where we just clip together best our favorite how you quit or got fired stories, and I can't wait to tell those. Those are gonna be great. Anyways, you still need to tell us your favorite or the craziest lie to get out of work, Scott.
Oh, that
was yours.
Oh, my craziest?
Yeah, it was the craziest thing you've told, or what was the craziest lie, or the best lie, or the most entertaining lie you've ever told to get out of work?
I don't know. I don't really get out of work much. I mean, when I have done it, it's always been pretty mundane shit like that. I don't really think I've used like a really out there one.
So he's a good guy. He doesn't call out of work.
No, I mean I've like milked shit though. I would like my great granddad died, and I got out of a bunch of work for that I didn't really need to. You know, like I could.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you needed that. That was you took some self-care days. You were living your best life, bro, or trying to, even though your granddad just died. You know what I mean?
My great granddad. It was just like it makes it different.
It was a great deal. You know, it hurt. I get it. I've never told a good lie to get out of work. It's always been something dumb. And then like a lot of times, like I've worked for a lot of people that just like I hung out with outside of work, and like I knew my boss and all of his coworkers and like their boss, and I've hung out with that guy in the bar. So like if I try to call out, they're just like, dude, did you just drink too much last night? Like, dude, just cram down a sandwich, drink some Gatorade, throw it all up, and come to work.
Take an Adderall, and if you throw up here, then we can send you home.
Maybe. I don't know, because of like I don't know. Sometimes, like, what if you really just threw up just because you're hungover? You're not sick. You're not going to make anyone else sick. Your tummy's all a rumble, you know? You can't handle it. And you got a little too much going on in there than you really need at that moment. So you just got to you got to get that shit out. You got to purge after the binge, if you will. Yeah.
That was a bulimia joke. If you didn't pick up on it, sorry guys.
Whoa, that was actually a Metallica reference? Because they got that song, Binge and Purge. Yeah, you fucking you're a terrible person. And that's why I love you. You're a degenerate. I actually saw a recommendation for a YouTube video that says, what makes you a degenerate? And I had, like, on the thumbnail was some Asian guy. And I was like, whoa, this guy's going to blow my mind. Clearly, he's Asian. Look at him. He's going to be like, oh, I can't even say what he's gonna say. It's gonna be some Sun Tzu shit though, and it's gonna change my life for like a week.
That's a great transition into our next part of the podcast, where we try and blow Scott's mind.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask
Oh
about
my god, that was my
great.
favorite part. All right, so Wayne, do you have any fun anecdotal quips or just anything fun fact related that might blow Scott's mind? It doesn't have to be food related. What we talked about peyote earlier. What was something fun, something crazy? I told you something really crazy earlier, didn't I? That had nothing to do with what we were talking about. It was obscure.
Have you heard about skeptics of our currently widely accepted medical germ theory?
Like, kind of. I know
So there's-
that there's.
Okay, are we talking terrain versus germ?
Yeah. So
This is like black belt fucking conspiracy level stuff right here. All right, so this is something that like you really have to have an open mind for. Okay, guys. We apologize if you think we're crazy or you think we're really stupid, but please, we are pretty dumb. I'm not gonna admit that we're not. We are very smart, but yes, we're not saying that germs don't exist. Everyone has their own opinion, but you guys should look into that shit.
I just think that people are too quick to accept things as fact, and maybe we don't know as much as we fucking think that we do. But anyway, so germ theory is what we all were taught. Like, there's these little things called germs, and they're dirty, and for some reason our body doesn't like them. Right? There's bacteria, and then later you find out there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. Like, it's some Lord of the Rings shit going on.
You got
right?
goblins versus orcs.
Right, and then you have these things called viruses and whatever, and parasites. Well, parasites are real, but like, yeah, viruses and germs, that's what makes you sick. Like, you happen to breathe one in or otherwise come in contact with it, and then poof, you're sick. But there's a different way of thinking about it called terrain theory, and it kind of bleeds into like all this woo-woo, wacko, holistic healing shit.
Okay.
But basically, like, there's no such thing as a virus. Like, when we test for it and when we look at it under a microscope, it's not like some little self-contained microorganism that floats around looking for people to infect and get sick. It's like a product of our body.
Cell waste.
Yeah, like cell waste that's created as a response of our body, like just going through biological functions, and sometimes when you get sick, it's just like your body doing a reset. So there are no germs, and viruses aren't real.
Word. Okay.
Boom. That was a really fucking deep thing to blow Scott's mind about. How do we feel about it, Scott?
I'm open to it, but like
there are a lot of good points, but it does there's a lot of like kind of burn some sage and shove some crystals in your butthole kind of stuff. So it gets kind of out there for me, honestly. But I don't know. It's kind of a cool thing to think of, and I know you go to university.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to hear what you have to think about that, and whether or not you think it blows your mind.
I don't even know how to respond. My mind is blown right now. My mind's definitely blown.
I'm pissed. Mine's gonna suck
really
now.
hard about it, yeah.
I should have gone first. Oh my god. That's
How do you explain like epidemics then? Like how does that work in this theory? Yeah.
That's another one, you know, and that's another one, and that's the problem with all these theories is like, to me, I just have to think that all of them.
At some point, there's some.
Well, no matter what, they're always just for entertainment in my eyes, and but like you can't say that, you know, you have to present it as fact. Otherwise, like, what's the fucking point, right? But then some people don't get it. Some people don't get it, and they really buy into it. So it's one of those things. Like, the more you think about it, and the more you ask questions, the more it kind of just starts to fall apart.
So basically, you're just you're just trolling every single person whenever you try to accentuate anything you've ever read about on the internet.
Basically, yeah. I just want to see what people are gonna say about it. Like, I just want to see if people are gonna be, oh, that's stupid. Yeah, right. Or if they're gonna be like, what? What the fuck are you talking about, man? But like every conspiracy theory, I'll save you a little bit of time. You know, if you try to dig deep and like try to find the truth, man. Like, oh, we gotta fight. Oh, Colorado, let's do it, baby. Fuck the Kings.
Give a little color by color commentary on the fight, Scott.
This one dude is getting pressed up against the wall and
Oh,
he's
this
being
sounds
hugged.
hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's pretty homoerotic activity up there. I guess
We've got the
kinda like
hockey
that,
game on,
yeah.
guys. Colorado Avalanche versus the LA Kings.
But yeah, and to summarize, most conspiracy theories are usually about subscribing to someone's Patreon so you can pay them money, or it's about Jesus.
So,
It's always money or God. Or aliens.
With that being said, guys, we're working really hard on getting our Patreon off the ground. We've applied to be on Rockfin. If you guys haven't heard about that service, it's a great podcasting service, kind of content. But yeah, if you like the things you're hearing right now, we can be so much. Wow, Colorado sucks. Just kidding. They just scored twice in a row. LA sucks. They should not have a hockey team in LA. Terrible placement for them. Anyway, if you want to hear terribly more horrific or just things that are borderline, if we say them about the things we did, I don't know, statute of limitations and stuff, but you're not gonna like. You might change your opinions of us, or it's gonna change the opinion of some of the people you may have know personally. I've got some. Oh my God, my daughter's ripped ass. That's hilarious. He's got butthole problems. I'm sorry, little Taz. But yeah, if you like what you're hearing, we're gonna put some more vulgar stuff behind the paywall. Just once we figure that out, we're gonna try and start videotaping this too, just so we can really articulate some of the more horrific things that we've witnessed.
And also, we're not recording live. We're just recording, and then we're clipping stuff, and then we're uploading it.
So,
we haven't done that yet.
But we're gonna start doing live recordings on the Patreon.
And we're also gonna start through our Instagram page. So
all
listen
that
to the
stuff.
show and leave comments, and even DM us or whatever. We're not gonna have any restrictions on comments aside from what Instagram deems unacceptable. And
About
you
the
guys
standards.
just tell us what you like, tell us what you fucking don't, and we'll fucking change it if we think we need to.
But if not, at the end of the day, we're still gonna do what we want.
Yeah, at the end of the day. But I
And
mean,
that's what the paywall
if you
episode's
hit us
for.
with a nugget, then we're gonna use it. Especially if it's like a bunch of you. I mean,
If you wanna
just
be on
tell
the
us what
show.
you think about Scotty's mind blowers. You know, what do you think about the stories we talk about? Are we boring? Do you like it when we talk about conspiracy theories? Even though I just said they're all bullshit and I just like them for entertainment purposes.
And I really like them, and I believe them all.
And do you like to drink Clorox? Personally, I do a gallon a day. I think it's good. It keeps me regular.
Gallon challenge. Hey, quick question. Sorry to segue into this.
All you need is I lost.
Do you think you guys could do the gallon challenge of milk?
Tang. I was gonna make a joke about Tang, the stuff they took to space. Like you just drop a little bit of Tang in your
Little Tang in there, and it's as good as new.
You pop the cap.
Oh,
you have
yeah.
a couple sips, and then you gotta leave some room for your Tang. You close that bad boy up and you shake it. You shake it
Don't forget to open it up and take a nice
like
whiff
a
first.
Polaroid picture.
Shake it, shake
And then
it,
you
shake
soak
it.
a washcloth full of some of it, and then you shove it in your roommate's face really fast and ask him how it smells.
What's it smell like? But no, seriously, we're looking forward to doing some more exclusive things that the general guidelines of a monetized and Big Brother might not like to see or hear. So we're looking forward to.
I don't have a brother or.
We're looking forward to having some raunchy people on. We'll take anybody, anyone that has provided a service. That's any kind of service.
We're looking for somebody that maybe worked at the fish camp or Waffle House or
Anything crazy.
somewhere
like,
that hires felons.
Like, yes, or someone that maybe has sold anything, a service that they do.
Can't pay you for your time.
Not yet.
But in the future, we
But
will.
if you have a small business or you want to plug your links, if it's your OnlyFans, whatever, like we'll plug whatever you got.
I have no shame.
That was a
Very little
You,
shame.
you missed that one.
Some things I'm
We'll plug whatever you got.
Oh,
Sorry,
you went
guys.
there, guys.
We like funds. Anyway, that's kind of stuff you're gonna hear on the Dirty Show, on the 10% and more than a compliment. But Scott, I have to ask you my mind blower. It's not going to be anywhere near as deep or thought-provoking as Wayne's germ versus terrain theory. That's pretty fucking heavy for this show, and I love how well you articulated that. Honestly,
I only heard some hack talk about it for about an hour, so I don't know much about it myself. I read some things. I watched a video.
He's a YouTube specialist, guys. I don't know if you know that he's a YouTube expert, as they say.
I don't know about that.
He's an autist.
yeah, we'll go with that.
We all fall on a spectrum. Oh, they would call it a spectrum, correct?
Like a rainbow?
Double rainbow. No way.
Bro, by the way, payday bars are delicious. You should try them.
Payday bars.
So is a zero. Zero bars are great.
I don't even know. I have my Scott mind blower, but I lost it. I blew my own mind. Wayne blew my mind so hard with that. I got so excited for him to talk about germ versus terrain theory. I was like, oh my god, you're not asking Scott this right now. This is such a huge. When I say black belt, literally, like that's like all right, a basic level of entry conspiracy questions. Like, hey, is like. All right, basically, all right. Well, how about the one that's common to our generation? 9/11. 9/11 was 9/11 real, or was it the accepted government plot? It definitely was not in my eyes. But we don't need to get into that right now. But it's like,
Ask Scott that.
but it's like, oh, I got that. All right, I will ask what he thinks. But it's like, all right, Scott, 9/11. Was it the inside job, or was it the story they were sold to us in the official manner?
I think it's very hard to believe that
What happened?
We were sold.
Cool. We can go then do a further into a next episode. Excellent.
I think it's very hard to believe.
Okay, so that's a very basic question when it comes to now. That's a huge topic. So when you get to germ versus terrain theory, that is another level of black belt. You already have to accept that Building 7 was a remote detonation. If you don't know about Building 7, guys, you should look it up. That's a building that happened to house all the task force unit that was investigating the 27 or the 72 trillion, the trillions of dollars that were missing that Donald Rumsfeld or Springfield came out and said was missing, and then 9/11 happened the next day. That also happened to target the Pentagon. One part of the office that actually had. Well, one part of the secure building that actually housed financial records, and that Building 7 actually had to have a joint task force that had everybody investigating these things, and that building happened to just collapse on its own when it had nothing from a fire, when anything ran into it. Anyways, look at Building 7. Anyways, damn, my mind has been blown so hard, I don't even know how to get in there and try and blow your mind even harder.
I read on the day of 9/11 that the NORAD defense system, like North American Air Defense.
Oh yeah, because they were running a drill.
Yeah,
they were running a drill that morning. Yeah, so that was their response to not shooting down the planes.
I found
God rest their souls.
Relatively recently, so I've just kind of recently been introduced to that. But it's been that's something I never really questioned growing up.
And one of our information agencies had some kind of, or I guess one of our intelligence agencies had some kind of information about what was going on, but they also thought that it was just those guys running a drill. Apparently, is the way it's all explained. I don't know. What about the I don't know if we can actually talk about that. That's
We'll let Wayne ponder on that. We'll save that one for another episode. Yikes. You know, I got a fun winter fact for you. That'll blow your dome. We're gonna do a fun fact about the town and university that Scotty Does and I happen to have shared.
And all women's.
All right, so Winthrop University, quick background, was the state teaching college, state of South Carolina. Did you know, fun fact, that it was built with prison and slave labor? So, the entire university, original buildings, Tillman Hall, Margaret Nance, I think they're the first two buildings, and then whatever the McBride, whatever the things that the banquet hall attached to it. There's also underground tunnels. It was built completely on slave and prison labor. So what they did was they pulled these convicts. They actually built a prison, and there was a prison that was pretty close to Rock Hill. And what they did is they basically chain ganged these guys up every morning, and then they had them chain gang out. And they built this school with prison labor, man, stacking the bricks, masons, and everything. And there's even, if you go into the Winthrop Tillman Hall, if you go into the basement of the auditorium, there is still there is a set of 3 stockades that are still bolted to the floor that they would house criminals who were fucking up on the line, and they would basically put them in the stockade overnight. And that's still in the basement of Tillman, which is also Tillman is super fucking haunted. So yeah, there's a makeshift rudimentary handcuff system, stockade in the basement.
Right there?
Yeah. Yes.
People died at Winthrop.
Yes.
Like prisoners.
Oh, for sure, dude. 100%. Yeah, and then there's the ghost of Margaret Nance, which was, it's not actually Margaret Nance, but yeah, a lot of prisoners died from, it's just like forced labor, bro. They live in a forced labor.
Ghost of Margaret Nance.
This is literally 20 years post Civil War. It's like 1880, I think, was when Winthrop was founded. 1886, right, Scott? 1880, something like that. So you got to think about it. It's probably captured. It's indentured servants that are basically were slaves 20 years ago, who are now living in Reconstruction, South Carolina, and the money they've gotten, and they decided to build the state's teaching college in Rock Hill, so where all the women educators would be educated, and then go to teach all the youths of South Carolina about Jim Crow. I'm just kidding. This is like 50 years before that.
Is it still a big teaching school?
Yeah, that's the biggest.
I remember when I was in school, they would have like teacher cadets or something.
Yes, they do have that.
Yeah, where they have like students learning to be teachers that would come in and practice.
Yes, those are called TAs.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, interns these days. That's what Scott.
Sometimes we had some that were hot.
This is very true. Scott, what are you studying?
I am majoring in studio art, and I am minoring in web design.
Okay, you got me with the web design. I was about to call you. You fucking would be an art guy. I'm just kidding. I love you, Scott.
So like Java, HTML, CSS, that stuff like that.
Yeah, like front end design.
Word. Yeah. Right on. Do you like it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I like it's. It lets me be like creative, in a way that's like not personal, you know. And that's really liberating. Like when you make art, like to be able to like put that energy into something, but not like have it be your personal energy into it.
I get it. So that does make sense. So it's not really related, but it's kind of an offshoot. Are you really picky about user interfaces on apps that you use, being and websites that you use, being that you study web development?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. It fucking sucks, right?
Yeah,
it's terrible.
It's terrible. There's so many like horrible.
It's like really cool to know this stuff, but then like once you know it, then you're able to notice when things are bad and don't work, and it's like a curse. It's like all of a sudden you just realize everything is dog shit. It's like that episode of South Park where fucking Stan gets addicted to whiskey. It's just like, oh, everything sucks now. Everything's shit.
I think it's symptomatic of where we're at as a society right now, you know?
I think it's companies paying as little as possible for other people to make shit that they profit from.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And that's pretty much what
That's why like
Yeah.
systems at like restaurants and shit, like a lot of them just suck. Cause like some big company will like buy like a large portion of their stock since they're publicly traded, and they'll fucking then they'll implement all of their own software and stuff. Be terrible. What's up? We got a visitor in the house.
Hey, we got a guest appearance. Walking inside Faith. Hey, Faith, say hey.
Impromptu interview.
Hey, Faith is also a member of the Society of the Service Industry. Say hey real quick, Faith, and tell us where you work.
What's up? I work at Common Market.
What do you do?
Stuff. Everything.
Hell yeah, Faith's gonna be in one of our next episodes, probably in the next week or two. So look forward to hearing all of her fun stuff. She used to work in Charleston, has some fun nightmare industries about down there. We're looking forward to hearing from her. Hell yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, we're watching some hockey. Hell yeah. Dude, you can give him all the tater tots. Just make sure he's nice about it.
Just a little fucking wrister from way back.
So Scott, we feel like you need. Do you have your mind blown? Do you want to blow our minds? Who did you quote last week?
Did we bust your mind nuts?
Yeah, did we bust your mind nut?
It was Basho, and he said a donut. Wait.
Donut open?
Oh fuck, I lost it. Oh, a donut with no hole is a pastry, and a donut with no hole is a Danish, and a flute with no holes is a dildo.
My mind's been blown several times this evening.
Well, life really is like a box of chocolates,
It
man.
is, you never know which one you're gonna get.
I'm telling
You
you.
never know.
Hey, Richard. Joey! Leave him alone. Fuck. Hell yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Any words of wisdom or anything? Any story?
Our minds.
Any fun story that wasn't your Papadilla nightmare that you've experienced? Just favorite story or favorite thing you've experienced while you're in the service industry, and then we'll wrap it up from there, boys. We can also tell some of ours if we need to give Scott some time to think about it.
I used to work at a fireworks warehouse.
Ooh.
That was a lot of fun. That was like my favorite job.
Well, dude.
You know, like
What did you do there? Did you assemble fireworks?
Did you sell snakes and sparklers?
the one I worked in, sold it was pretty. We sold like pretty much every kind of like big firework. You know, like the really huge,
Like whistling bungholes?
yeah, like the huge like cannon shit. And it'd be like you get like the little cardboard box, and it's got like 9 fucking tubes sticking out of it, and you light it.
Hunger
and it
do's
fires
and
up.
hunger don'ts?
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Maybe you'd eat their fucking. You guys eat these.
And I worked in the warehouse, so I would like get stuff off the trucks, and I would cut pallets open, and I would break shit down, and I would stack shit up on the things, and I did all that
So you'd
shit.
set up like the shop.
Yeah. And we had like a big ass warehouse stashed the back of it, and we had these huge
They just need
fucking shelf type things that like stood on these big legs, and we had you know, like the step ladders that have like Home Depots.
I do.
We had like those kind of things, and we had these like shelves for them that were about as tall as these step ladders, and we would stack fireworks up like almost to the ceiling.
Did you ever light fireworks on the job?
We never did it on the job.
Never?
We never did it on the job.
Did
while I
any
was there.
customers ever come in and play a prank and like light shit off in your store?
No, that never happened either. That'd be
People are so
dangerous.
boring,
They
dude.
are, man. They are.
If this is a simulation, it's pretty dull.
It's definitely a simulation.
Thank you.
We usually wouldn't even use the fucking step ladders. Like we would just like scramble over the bosses like fucking monkeys and like throw them down to each other, and like we were basically throwing bombs around in the fucking warehouse all the time. It was fun.
That's pretty sweet.
It was fun.
I got some fun fireworks stories. That'll be a fun. We'll save that for the 4th of July episode. It's self the same prep. Did you have to card? Were you working a register? Did you have to card kids, not sell them fireworks, or you actually
I only worked
in the warehouse?
I only
Okay.
worked warehouse. Yeah.
Only the warehouse. I was listening, but it was like I didn't know if like you could like Did you take any fireworks for your own personal use?
Yes.
And like do fun things that you shouldn't do with them?
I took a lot of poppets.
Okay, like the non-explosive ones, or like the ones you just throw on the ground and they blow up?
You throw in the ground, they blow up. I take
Give
a lot of
old ladies heart attacks.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any steel ones and make explosives and put them in things and blow them up?
No. I should have. No, I did not ever do that.
You didn't utilize your fireworks.
I didn't. I had a story. I had like a story that happened while I was working there. Like 2 seconds ago, now I can't remember. Yeah.
We smoked too much.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right. So while he's pondering on that, favorite fireworks story. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my quick one from 2 years ago. First time I actually had my ex-girlfriend bring her dog down after I had, I don't know, probably had it. Said no like 10 times, and you know I eventually just gave in to just you know, trying to turn over a new leaf, new year. And then so we had a bunch of fireworks we bought, about $150 worth. Really excited about doing. Hey Chance, what's up? I'm doing good, man. So we got about $150 worth of fireworks. You know, we were all on the front porch. We're excited. God, you know, it's New Year's. It's new us. Same bullshit. You know, and I put the first box down. It's one of those box ones you light, and it just shoots off like 10 shots. And I'll be goddamned if the first shot that came out with so much force that it caused the box to fall over. And and the box just turned over and started shooting bottle rocket bottles or projectiles right at our porch, where I was running on the way up to the back of the porch. My ex-girlfriend, her 80-pound Great Dane pit bull mix, and Chance, my roommate, are on the front porch, and essentially just think of someone shooting 2 different sets of Roman candles with bigger explosives at you, and I shot them right towards the house, and they're blowing up on the porch. And that was the first one of the night, and the last one of the night. And what a phenomenal start to the new year! The one blew awesome. One that blew up right under my shorts. I only had like singed off like all of my leg hair.
Well, my left ear rings constantly because of a fireworks accident. I had one of those little tube thingies, the mortar shells or whatever.
Suffer from tinnitus. Do you suffer from tinnitus?
Tinnitus all the way. But yeah, one of those mortar shells. You shoot from the tube. I was holding it from my hand and just launching the little balls, and they just go, and then go up in the air and blow up. And then one of them didn't. And I heard the thing. It just kind of fizzled out, and I was like, because you're supposed to hear, you know, like usually when you hear the noise, it goes out of the tube, but that didn't happen. And then I just kind of stood there, and yeah, I was really drunk. I was drinking heavy on the Yinglings, and I just kind of stood there and stared at my hand, and then it just blew up, and my entire like left palm was just a giant bubble for like a week. But all my friends told me it looked really cool. So, it was just me covered in fire, basically. Everybody thought I thought I was gonna look at my hand and be missing fingers and shit, but I was okay. Except for now, my hearing sucks. So now at work, like I can hear fine, but like if there's a lot of background noise, like things kind of get kind of warbled and kind of mixed together, and like I can't. Yeah, and sometimes people like words will sound like other words, like somebody will be like, you know, what kind of barbecue sauce do you like from across the house? And I'll be like, no thanks, I don't want to go on a hike. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? So yeah, it sucks when so also, you know, like turn your music down in your car. You know, your grandparents are right. Losing your hearing is not fun.
Yeah.
Now, you might go crazy.
I definitely have a little bit. I'm getting there.
You ever shot a gun, Scott?
Oh yeah, I used to shoot. I've never like hunted, but
I have one time. Just that's it.
I always kind of wanted to when I was a kid, but I never ended up going. But I would shoot
It's
like
so boring.
targets and clay pots and shit.
See,
Like
that's
granddad.
fun.
I used to do that.
I would shoot my dog with a BB gun and get in trouble. I was such a little dick, dude. Yeah, I was. I usually didn't hit him though. Like most of the time I missed.
Finish your tater tot there, son.
But I mean, hey.
Richard. He ate like part of the tater tot. It's just being weird.
Well, I think that's about it.
Another piece of left.
I think we're gonna.
And we're running it.
We've kind of tapered off a little bit. I think we're gonna call it quits. So you fucks have a good night and leave the tip. Give a compliment, and the tip is up to you. It depends on, how bad of a person you feel for that.
Yeah, so if you're like me and you give a great service, don't forget to tip your bartenders, tip your cooks, tip your servers, tip your painters, tip your mailman, tip your mom, whatever. They all take care of you. But yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave us a compliment. You can if you don't like it, give us a 5-star and just tell us why you fucking hate it. You know why? Because we read 5-star reviews. We don't really need anything less than 5s.
I do.
Actually, because I don't want to, because I want to feel bad
the
about
last thing I
myself.
left a 5-star review for was Drano. Which this podcast
This is sponsored by Drano. If you
plugged, if you've been fucking around and shoving hair down there when you shave, you can get Drano or Drano Max, and they both work. They do the job. It's great. It's like a plumber in a bottle, but not liquid plumber.
The liquid
because
plumber.
That's a different company. They're not sponsoring this.
That's product. That's a different recipe. We don't want to trademark infringe here. But for real, please leave us a comment on whatever you heard this on, and tell us how you heard it. We literally just started all the socials. This is going out on YouTube.
Feedback helps. It's like gold.
Spotify, maybe Apple Podcasts,
Good and bad. I want to see it all.
SoundCloud, wherever we can get people to actually accept our files and give us their free server hosting space without making us pay any money yet. So, with that being said, if you want to donate to us and help us get some better equipment, maybe a camera, maybe some fun things, or if you just like us, or if you want to just come hang out.
What if all three of us wear a GoPro on our hat?
like what is that? Like a compilation of trucker car accident videos.
And we all have a laptop. Scott's got his sound stuff.
Don't you want to see us all behind a different green screen with cool different background effects? Like we're not actually in the same room together.
With better microphones. I don't like holding it. I don't like holding things.
But we prefer crypto, so yes, like Chance says, we do prefer holding cocks in our hands. Only his. He will be featured on one of our next episodes when we can get him down to just spend more. If we have to, we'll just spend the entire over the course of 20 or 30 episodes when he breaks in to say something. We'll just record an entire podcast and edit it out of all of, like the little clips he says, and that'll be a lazy episode when we don't record one week. There we go. There's one right there. We'll just put all his ad libs into one long incoherent podcast, and it'll just be the Chance episode. I can't wait. We're definitely gonna have a Chance soundboard. I can't wait for that. But no, seriously, please leave a comment, leave some feedback, tell us what you like, what you didn't like. If you want to be on the show, email us. It's 10% 10 and aCompliment pod@gmail.com, or give us a follow on any of the social medias and reach out to us on the DMs. We'll check them eventually. But yeah, if you want to come on, you can Skype in. If you live close to us, you can drive in and we can hang out. We'll drink some beers, we'll do some shots. or we'll be sober if you're one of those people. It doesn't matter.
And we'll just watch Chopped.
Yeah, we'll put on something and we'll bullshit it. And we'll have a good time. And then we'll eventually we'll take it as we can get it, baby. But it's been a pleasure. Scott, do you have any fun or more anecdotal quips? Do you want to blow our minds, baby? I mean, we try to blow yours. Do you want to blow the audience? Or us? Or our minds? Scott says he's
got gas, ladies and gentlemen.
I have gas.
He's got gas. Let's pour it on the fire, baby.
What? Did you just say?
I was waiting for you to blow our minds.
Like
You're gonna throw some gas in the fire,
like
but
he's
no.
got a fart.
No. I said, oh, he's got gas. I thought you said he's got gas, like some knowledge, but I think he said he's out of gas, and Scott has burned out.
He said he's out of gas.
I just missed it, and then I went to another level. I went to a next level joke. We tried to meta joke each other. We had a joke sandwich. Now we got a joke nothing.
Joke burrito.
A joke burrito. Anyways, now we're rambling. What should we call this episode?
Doesn't matter.
Capsule Corp. No, I don't know. How about we just Scotty Does? Didn't know if you know me, dude, in my van on Sundays. All right, real talk. Scott, what did you think about Eurotrip? And are you cool with us calling you Scotty Does and Scotty Don't?
I don't really care what you choose to name me, as long as it's not like derogatory. Yeah. Don't hurt my pride. Don't hurt my pride, Chris.
We never do that, Scott. We're all about uplifting each other around here.
Yeah, that's what.
No debasing unless we're doing self-deprecating to ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how. That's my philosophy. What were we talking about just now? Like 2 seconds ago?
You wanted to blow?
Oh no, I don't really have anything.
What do you think about lizard people?
I am one.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. First, Scott is a lizard person. He is our handler. Looking forward to seeing where this podcast goes. Those are the end of Scott's mind-blowing anecdotes. He tried to blow us, but he blew us away and blew us right into bed. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for listening if you got through this entire thing. Like I said, if you want to be on the podcast or think you have something be worth being mentioned in the podcast, or if you are too shy or you don't want to involve yourself or give it away, you can always just email it to us and we'll read it on the podcast. We'd be happy to read them out.
You can say your name is anything and I'll believe you.
If you're really worried about getting in trouble, or if you still work somewhere and you've never been trying to get something you've witnessed off your chest, but you don't have an avenue to do it, let us do it for you, and we'll find a funny way to articulate your words for you. Or come do it yourself. We'll do a fun anonymous thing. We'll blur out your face and we'll pitch your voice, and then we'll at the end we'll say your name and dox you.
Like cops, but on Zoom or something.
But hell yeah, this has been fun. Wayne, anything else for you, baby?
I just want to say. Shout out Drano, shout out Cheeseburgers, shout out Liquid Death, shout out Backwoods, shout out everybody that listens to this. You guys are some troopers, so
We love you.
we'll catch you next week. That's it, we're done.